New from Vinegar Syndrome, released in 1988 and on 4K UHD no less, comes Primal Rage, another 80s movie that I'd never heard of, directed by Vittorio Rambaldi. This movie is incredibly 80s. It is shockingly 80s, and I loved that from the opening start, from the bright sunshine and the photography to the style to the music. Everything just screamed 80s, and I was instantly comfortable and ready to go on a thrill ride here.
Don't think I'll fall down at your feet, or be a slave, or count every heartbeat.
And the main tale here is about a photographer, a journalist, who is working in a small paper at a campus. There is an idea of a story in his head. He knows that in one of the departments they're doing experiments on primates, trying to do something. They're not sure what, but they're pretty sure they're harming the animals. He wants to get in to discover what's going on. And the experiment, as we see it, is causing these animals to rage. Flat out rage, become angry, abusive, and just hurtful. And wouldn't you believe it, one of our journalists breaks in one night, gets a little bit cocky, antagonises the monkey by mistake, and when it escapes, it attacks him, bites him, and infects him. And from then on, we have all kinds of shenanigans as we wait patiently for our character to start to turn a little bit, feel a little bit unwell, start to become a little bit more fueled with rage, until ultimately he's attacking other people, biting them and spreading this virus. It's a zombie movie with a little bit of a twist. In fact, it's very reminiscent to Almost 28 Days Later, without the full carnage that that movie has. I liked this one a fair bit, but it never quite went to the size and scope that I wanted. Throughout the film, you're kind of waiting on the carnage to hit. While it plays in almost 80s sitcom land at the start, you're just waiting, knowing full well that gore is coming, as is the carnage that will bring it. It's just a patience waiting game. And when it does kick off, it never gets as expansive as I wanted. I wanted full-on chaos, mayhem, people being ripped apart, and you never quite get that. And even though I wanted that and never got it, the movie never let me down. I still had a lot of fun with this one.
Hey, great costume!
There are some really twisted characters in this one. You know, we've got our good guy photographer, we've got his journalistic friend that causes the kind of outbreak, we've got Bo Svensson as the scientist that's doing these experiments. We've got a whole host of characters, and we kind of stay within that small group. There are three antagonistic guys who are really the kind of villains of the piece. At the start of this one, you know, they're hitting on one of our characters. She has to get saved by someone, but these guys are just horrid. Their idea of a good time is going out, getting drunk, kidnapping somebody and bringing them back to their apartment to be brutally assaulted.
I got firsts.
You always go first! Wait! Let's all sticker at once. Yeah! We'll turn it into a porcupine.
It's such a horrible group of people that when what happens to them, you feel kind of justified. But they're never killed. They're just attacked by their victim, who they don't know has the rage virus, and they themselves become rage fueled as well. And it gets to the end of the movie and becomes very slasheristic, as it becomes just killers chasing after our main victims. I wanted more of a kind of breakout, as it just attacked everybody. There is a wonderful scene later on within a fancy dress party where it has all these terrific costumes that are really overly elaborate and better than they should be, and some of them lead to some really fun kills, including the guy that had a kind of tap on his face.
word.
Just say the word.
You know that I'll be there.
Say the word.
I thought Primal Rage was incredibly fun. Yes, the 80s is my kind of era and I love movies from there, and this being so 80s as it was, I was straight into it. I liked the kind of characters, I liked the bad folk and their ultimate comeuppance. I loved the sort of blood and gore that we do get. We do get some, and it's really effective. You even get that little twist in the tail in the last few minutes as well. I thought everybody did particularly great, and that driving pop song that pops into the movie every now and again was incredibly catchy. Primal Rage, a film I'd never heard of, out in 4K, turned out to be a surprise for me. One that I really enjoyed. Wasn't perfect, didn't need to be. It gave me enough of a good time for me to recommend it and suggest that you check it out if you haven't. I would love to know in the comment box below whether you have seen this one. If you haven't, loved it, hated it, fell somewhere in the middle, let me know in the comment box. Can't wait to read what you have to say about this one. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit the like button because it really helps these videos. There is more content up here if you want to see more of my stuff. And in the description box below are links to the Patreon, the membership program, and manvfilm.com. All ways in which you can support me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Man v Film.